Hello everyone, Steve here at Strategic Ways, giving a wrap up for November and an outlook for December. Got a real lot to get through today, so I'm going to get straight into the figures. 31.5% return in November, our second best ever, but let's get into the chart straight away. That's the main chart, isn't it? That's our performance against the two chosen benchmarks. We can see at 186%, we're a long way ahead of the Seeking Alpha Quantum System Alpha Pix and significantly ahead of the S&P 500 at 32%. It's been a really good time since we started in August 2023, consistent upslope, and we can see that big jump higher, 31.5% last month. Let's look at that in a little bit more detail. Now we can see the monthly gains for year two, starting August 2024, and quite consistently good, really. We had a pullback in October, which you would expect, and after such a huge jump in November, we would expect a bit of a pullback. But so far in December, today's the 6th, we're showing 1.7%, which is good, but I do expect a bit of a pullback from those huge gains last month. Let's have a look at the demonstration account, and if you remember, this is $250 per month being paid by direct debit on the first of every month into an Interactive Brokers account, so I can just record exactly how we're doing. This is the performance of that account. As you can see, last month we made an astonishing profit, $1,577, and the account now standing at $7,341, having only paid $4,250 into it. So that's really outstanding result. We've got quite a lot of cash at the moment, $643, which looks really good for taking a few extra trades this month, and we have got quite a lot I'm interested in taking onto those in a moment. Just one more figure I want to look at. This is the final chart on performance we're going to look at, and just to show the increase in profit. If we look at year one, we made $823. In year two, we're only 5 months in, but we've made $2,256, and that's really compounding, isn't it? We started year one with an opening balance of zero, but we started to the year two with 3,254. So the big increase really is just compounding. It doesn't truly represent an increase in performance. Now, let's have a look at the open trades we've got at the moment and start to talk about some of the things that are coming in December. The open screens on the chart. We've got too many to fit into one page at the moment, but we'll scroll down. There's a few I want to highlight. First of all, Microsoft. We got that down. We're looking to add to Microsoft as soon as we can. Target price of $1,000 per share. And last month, Microsoft released their first quantum computing. My entire interest in Microsoft is quantum computing, but that new computer looks to be leaps ahead of everybody else. It's using Atom for its qubits, neutral qubits, and Microsoft's error correcting code, which I wrote about quite recently. And as soon as we see a pullback, we will be buying into Microsoft. That computer's up for sale now for delivery next year, so that could really represent a huge amount of volume. The second one we're looking to add to is Intuitive Machines, Luna. They're already up over 100%, which is great, but the big Near Space Network award, the outlook for next year with more commercial activity, I think that's heading to $50. So we've got almost a 10 bagger there. Very keen to get into that if we get a decent pullback. There has been a slight pullback already as they announced a share issuance, but it's not enough of a pullback to buy. But we're going to watch that very closely, and we could well be getting in later this month. Next, Burner Technologies, Burn. That's our non-lethal gun company that we're already invested in. We're up 83%. It's quite a volatile share, this one. Fairly small company, and that adds to volatility, but they had absolute knockout results for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. 1,000% increase in sales on those 2 days, which is absolutely astonishing. And as we go into the Christmas period, we can expect to see some really great results from them next year. If I can get in December, I will. If not, we'll have to wait until after those results get a hike, and then we'll try and get in later in the year. Then we've got Hesai. I haven't been in Hesai that long, only opened it in December. Remember, these are the Chinese LiDAR manufacturers, and they announced a contract last week for 1.5 million LiDAR units. That's the biggest LiDAR contract I've ever seen worldwide, and we think that another huge increase expected here. If we see a pullback, we'll be very happy to get into that. The only other company that needs mention is Qubits, really. D-Wave, 240% in not much over a month, which is really great. We're not looking to get back into Qubits at the moment. The main reason is that that business model is not yet proven. We can't see revenue coming in that will develop true profitability. And that's the big difference between those companies I'm prepared to add to and those companies I'm not. They've already proven what they can do, the ones we want to add to. Now, I've already spoken about 4 companies we want to add position to this month. Let's have a look at the prospect sheet of the companies we're looking at to buy for the first time. So this is the prospect list for December, and there's a couple of companies I really want to mention. Ultralife, Orbi, we've got that. We own Orbi already. They're down 24%. I just did a check through, and everything still looks okay. Not looking to exit that Orbi trade. I think it's going to turn around. I think it's going to be good. Then when we've got 3 companies, Pure Cycle, Amprius and Quantum SI, all companies we've been following some time and I've written about several times on Seeking Alpha, and they're all making excellent progress. Pure Cycle, the people looking to recycle plastics using solvents. They're building out their Ironton facility. It's going really well. Technical improvements are enormous, but I can't yet get the profitability. I don't know what they're going to sell for. I can't work out the cost of the cost of goods sold, particularly because they've just added this new sorting facility, and it's difficult to work out how that's going to impact their cost base. I'm hoping to get some extra information out of them, but we're going to have to wait and see. Amprius Technologies, they're really growing. They're the battery company that's put in silicon anodes into their devices, giving them really high density and building up sales. They've got some contract manufacturing going on, so they look a real prospect. I'm going to go through them. They are up quite a lot. Let's just scroll off a little bit. You can see that they have shown quite an increase in the last 3 months, but they're still low relative to the year's chart, so I'm still very interested. I think that one looks good. Quantum SI, they're the people doing proteomics work, how you can identify a particular proteome, and they've got their own piece of equipment to do that, probably the only one in the world. They had a big spike about a month ago when they said Nvidia in their conference, they working together a little bit. They say they're working together. I think that's a bit of an overstatement. They're using Nvidia chips to help with their AI, but they are developing sales, they are generating revenue, and they are building up their sort of sales base. I'm very interested in them. After that, you'll know that we were in Centrius last month, the nuclear engine, we closed it for 100% gain, which was great. We're looking perhaps to get back in. But we're looking at Centrius, Hylian and Net Power, who we bought last month, as being the sort of the potential suppliers of clean electricity. Electricity is going to grow massively over the next few years, or the supply of electricity, and I think there's going to be a tendency to make it as clean and green as possible, and those 3 companies seem to have really good technologies. Hylian are using the linear generator, very similar to what Mindspring use. In fact, exactly the same as what they use. But we're going to look at it. Hylian have got a poor reputation with me. They've not had success in the past. Those managers have not been truthful about things. They didn't tell the truth about where their truck was going. They said everything was going fine. They had loads of sales. It was working really well, and it just wasn't true. It just wasn't happening. So not going into that particularly hopeful, but Centrus Energy and nuclear, I really would like more exposure to nuclear for the next few years. I think it's going to be a huge industry, and we really don't want to miss out on that. I'm going to do a video in the middle of this month talking about those 3 opportunities. If you want to watch that, please subscribe, and we'll see how that goes. Remember, if you want to pick up on any of my trades, my newsletter, which I'll put in the notes below, I issue them live as soon as I'm going to take them. So that's the wrap up for November. 31.5%. Outstanding, really very pleased. As you can see at the moment, you might be see out the window, we're packed up in Scotland at the moment. The weather is awful. There's a big storm due into the UK in the next few days, so we're going to hunkering down a little bit, staying out of that storm, and hopefully heading south fairly soon to get a bit of sun, because I am absolutely freezing. Hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Look forward to chatting with you in the middle of the month for the video about Hylian and Centrus. If I take any new trades, they will be on the newsletter, and any strong buy recommendations will be written about on Seeking Alpha. Look forward to speaking to you on the future. Bye.